Well, hello everyone. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. It is November 22nd, not December. I said December in the last video, but so difficult to change some of that stuff once you've got it edited and exported. I just left it. Everybody reminded me though, so yeah, I was a month off. Anyway, welcome to Southeast Louisiana. So folks, here we are. It is almost the end of November. Thanksgiving's next week, and this is it's amazing when you get older, you young folks out there, how quick time seems to go by. But it's a beautiful 62 degrees. That's what I just checked. And I'm just walking my bee yard. I do this in the evenings when I get home from work a lot of times. And figure I'd take you along because there's no bee work going on. Not even any tedious tasks right now. You know, you look at the colonies and go, oh my gosh, are they all dead? There's no bees. But at 62 and some bees coming home, that's exactly what it's going to look like. They're in. They're just not, they're coming home slowly but surely here and there. But they're done for the day. It was pretty warm out today, so I'm sure they were flying looking for stuff. Whoa, I'm in their path and they don't like it. Yep. Pretty much got entrance reducers and everything. And we've pretty much done all we can do. That's kind of the theme of this vlog, because that's what this is. It's a video log, just letting you know where we're at and what we're doing. And most of you that follow, you pretty much know by now what's happening. But we're done. We're done for the year for the most part. I don't plan on being in any colonies very often at all, if at all. Look at them all. There's like, everybody's coming home for the night saying, it's done, Mike, we're done. And all I'm really set to do at this point is begin working on equipment. So this is the time of year, I don't know about you guys, I know I do. I begin to go through my mind and my records and my books and figure out what I'm going to do next year. What new plans do I have? Oh, let me show you this, by the way, first. Now, this is an entrance reducer. I'm not going to move it too much. It's already come out. I should have tacked it on here. Oops, sorry, bee. I need to tack it on there, but I like this thing. This is from Robert Peebles at RP Works. He had sent me these, and you just slide them out, and it's a mouse guard slash entrance reducer. And if you flip it the other way, it's a vented screen. It's got holes here to tack it onto the box. I didn't do that. I just shoved them in. I could stand to run a staple through them or something. But real nice little setup. I like those. So when I was putting entrance reducers in, which I truly do not like doing, I hate putting those things in because you're breaking the box loose to slide them in. They don't always fit nice. That right there, I had 3 of those. I shoved them in and I liked them. Branch fell down. And I'm gonna get more of those because I think I like the idea of just tacking, I need to move this, just tacking on some easy plastic entrance reducers like that and sliding them out. That'd be nice. I'm looking forward to getting a few more of these, but I'm gonna have to haul this to my burn pile. Yeah, this is gonna have to go to the burn pile. Usually I just throw them off into the woods and let them rot, but not today. All right, so I'm back. Got it thrown over there, out of the way. Started burning my pile, by the way. And it's pretty much burned down, but look at these colonies. These are in the shade, so it's probably, I don't know, mid-50s here. Mid-50s to 60s, so yeah, the bees are just coming in. They'll hunker down for the night. We've gotten into the 30s the last couple nights. So we've had them clustering slightly, but like I said, our bees will always break a cluster outside of maybe a week or 2 during the winter. They'll always have the opportunity to break cluster. So yeah, just be here, be there. And 62 was the actual thermometer reading on the weather service. So like I say, here in the shade, it's probably much cooler, and they're in for the night. They are in for the night. Even the ones that mostly have lots of bees on them, They're getting inside there and probably trying to keep brood warm. Now's when we start losing a little bit of brood. The colony in town, all that brood should be all capped for the one that had the trouble, and they should be all capped and taking care of that. And it should be the point where if we do chill any, it's not going to be a lot, and they should have a decent little emergence, so that's going to help them. Going to throw another ½ gallon of feed on when it warms up, predominantly into the 70s, low 80s, and even mid 60s, because the problem with those hive top feeders on that one, they're plastic and liquid in them. It's not a problem if they don't take it. The problem is it cools out overnight, and if it's in the 30s and it cools down, then it warms back up into the 70s in the afternoon. That plastic with that liquid generates a lot of condensation off of the plastic bottom into the hive. They don't want that. So when it warms up, I'm going to feed them the last ½ gallon, and all we do from here on out is monitor weights. But every year, this is the time when I think to myself, did I do enough? Are my bees going to be okay? You don't see them. So like a situation like this, I don't see them on the front. I'm used to seeing them out there flying and going. And now's the time frame all the way through. I just like, oh my gosh, are they all going to die this time? What are my losses going to be? Am I going to lose a bunch? And it's just one of those things where each year I wonder, did I do enough? Did I do the right treatment? When I didn't treat, are they all going to die? If I only treated with oxalic acid, was that enough? It always goes through my head. I did have a dead out the other day. I walked up on it and noticed as I was putting probiotics on and finishing up this yard, throwing entrance reducers in, I saw bees all over the back of it. It wasn't heavy robbing, but it was some investigators, and I figured, uh-oh, they've already been robbed out. And sure enough, opened them up, they were empty. So got those in the freezer and, put them away, and pulled some out of the freezer, put them under some paramoth, basically, the wax moth cakes I use. And you can refer to that in another video if you haven't seen that, but they're all stored and safe. And what I saw was, best thing I can figure, it was a swarm that didn't requeen. And I need to stop saying that. They requeened, she just didn't get mated. It looked like a late swarm because I saw some older swarm cells broken out of there and some chewed out ones, 2 or 3 left from whatever swarmed, when they swarmed. I'm guessing they swarmed probably after the flow. Maybe they were still growing, maybe something was going on, maybe they peaked late, and looks like it was a late swarm. And again, you don't see those. I don't notice them because I'm not in them through the summer because of robbing. And honey's over, I don't go through them extensively except to do a quick assessment. And after that, we move on. So, looked like it was a late swarm. They happen. I don't sweat them because they don't happen that often, but it looks like a late swarm that requeened and she didn't get mated and they dwindled out and died. That's what it looks like because of the cell cups that were left over, the chewed out cells that I saw. So clean that out, but I go through this time frame and going, wow, did I do enough, or did I do too much, or what have I done? Are they going to be okay? And I just go through that for the first couple months until I settle into the winter, and I go through and listen to them with my ear, and I shoot them with my thermal imager, and then I know maybe they're okay, everything's good. That's always the hope. But it goes through my mind constantly. And all we can do with these bees being under threat from pests is do the best we can. We come up with a regime, and so this is the time of year I start thinking, what am I going to do next year? What are my plans? Like right now, I am building up some hives. I've got some boxes coming from Greg at Nature's Image Farm. Looking forward to those, and some lids, wax dipped, quality boxes. Going to put those out, replace a bunch of rotten, do a lot of stuff with that. I got a skid of frames from Premier sitting at the Abbey right now. They ordered in, and doing a lot of assembled stuff because this is the time of year we build and we paint and we glue and nail and all that, but I'm kind of getting where time is money, and I bought a lot of assembled stuff. But nonetheless, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do next year, as I'm sure all of you guys are. Any changes we may make, any changes we may not make, what worked, what didn't work. Did we stay the course through the year? One thing I've learned in this beekeeping journey is I stay the course. And remember, this is not a how-to video. This is only a how I do, and this is a vlog. What do I do? And what do I figure out at the end of the year? But what did I do through the year? Did I formulate what I wanted to do that year, and did I stay the course? I'm not saying we don't change, you know, I won't change during the year, but one thing I've learned is I've got to stay that course on what management strategy I decide on. My management strategy has pretty much stayed the same over the past 3 to 4 years. I found a great management strategy that really gets every drop of honey I can get for the few amount of hives I've got. This year was a bonus because of the spring flow, but I've done really well since I changed up my management strategy, started having mated queens ready by April 1st, and you know, timing is timed out good for me. And so those kinds of things, we look, where can we refine? Where can we get more efficient? And then when we find a plan, we need to stick to it and see it through. And I always evaluate, did I stick to it and see it all the way through? Did I make it work to the best of my ability? Now there comes a time where things aren't working, it's falling apart, I need to change. But I won't know if it works if I don't stick it out. And that's where I'm at this time of the year, is relaxing a little bit, knowing I don't have to be in the bees constantly. I see what my plans are going to be, what worked this year, what didn't work. Have I done enough? Did I do too much? You know, what's the plan going forward next year? Have I formulated a business plan? Have I formulated a hobby plan, a sideliner plan, whatever it may be? And have I written it down? Have I thought about it in my head, and have I planned it out? And when I do, I need to stick to it. That's what I do this time of year. I'm sure you guys do too. I need to get that old rotten wood out of there if we get termites everywhere. The old Apame. I love this thing. I'm going to get another one at the expo, planning to, and I might even get a 10 framer just to keep here in the backyard. I like this because I can open it up and feed them right here. Boom. Really neat feeders. Here's all the bees. Look at them. They're all up in the top. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll go through this one day. We'll go through this. That way I can always get my bee fix on. But really, there's no need to mess around and mess up, in my opinion, because if I do, and I hurt a queen, that colony's done. As far as I'm concerned, for my area, what I do for winter prep, it's nothing more than, I think I've told you this before, make sure they got the stores they need, make sure they got their queen right with a good queen, and their population is good, and take care of the mites with however a person may do that, whether it's manually, with no treatments, whatever it is. That's my winter prep. So that's been done, and that's all that's going to be done. Gonna move all these out. They'll be going to a new yard. I got a couple new yards coming up. Got my greenhouse all cleaned up, ready for plants for the winter. But we're gonna start moving all these colonies that are stray colonies, I call them, the one that the tree hit. This one, good producer. Another one that was a nuke that didn't sell, or they couldn't coordinate to pick up. I put them in a 10 frame. They boomed and made me a super honey. The pollen colony that we trap pollen with. Gonna be moving those to a couple new yards. So looking forward to getting that done in the winter. That'll be something we do. As far as tedious tasks, we don't have a ton of those to do. Again, I'm getting assembled equipment and looking forward to it. Got to scrape some frames and clean some boxes. I am gonna save my foundation. I am gonna brush off and wax that stuff and get that done. That's definitely on the list of things to do. I still got a few cases of foundation, so we got plenty of that kind of stuff to do, but for the most part, that's all we got going on. Going in here, we haven't had the old honey house going, working on. There's my seed project, drying that out. Start adding to my wildflower seed collection. I want to make a wildflower garden that I can sit in nice weather and watch the pollinators. Doing some beads, tried out a few of those beads. Those work that's pretty neat. Beeswax beads to sell. People like them for crafts. I got a candle going that I got to get pulled out of the mold. It's not as easy as it looks getting that tapered candle out. But I do like the end result. I got to make a second one. We sell them as a pair. Really, I like that candle. They're selling good. Got some more that we're making nowadays. This is a newer one. I like that one. We make, of course, these. These are nice. Just your basic. And they say these go for like 40 hours or something. No, I'm sorry. It's these, like 40 hours or something. These are like half of that. That's pretty good. Beeswax burns for a long time. It's amazing to me. I just started learning that. And of course, Bruce, he did an experiment with one of these and got almost 5 hours out of it. Those little bears, those are some skep hives. Of course, we make the 1 pounder. Got more of these right here. This thing here, I can't make these fast enough. Just people just like them. Looks like this is what we take to the market. Tulips. Those are nice. These, I got this mold and the pillar and this one from Bee Light in North Carolina. This one doesn't sell as good as I'd like, but I think it's one of the more beautiful candles, really. I think it is. It's just a beautiful candle. These sell good. They're just, we charge a lot for them. We charge like 15 bucks for this thing, but that's a lot of wax. And time to make these candles it's not free. Time is money. And that's why I'm buying assembled stuff. Yeah, that's our little candle kit we take. I like doing the wax. Got a lot of wax to melt down. So that's something we'll be doing a video on. I'll be doing a video on, we together. I've got that drum is full. These 2 totes are full. That big tote's full. I got a couple buckets somewhere stashed. I'll find them when I pick them up. Full of wax. Maybe those over there, I think. And look, I ain't gonna lie, folks. I'll put this to the side. I've yet to clean I got to get this cleaned up. And I'll show you that. I'll do a video on that. Might be doing that this weekend. I didn't do the extractor. I'd be lying if I told you I did. But it needs a good hosing out. I'll show you how to take it apart and how easy this Hilco extractor is, especially compared to my Maxent. My Maxent was a job. It's not here. It's being borrowed by somebody. So I'm going to come to my bottler here this evening. I got a bottle, a couple gallons. I'll tell you something else that's been selling good is our comb. Our comb has been selling really good. Our cut comb. We're halfway through it already. That's how I package it. I take 4 to the market. I sell them for 20 bucks, and they've been going good this year. Usually it takes a long time to sell them, but we're already halfway through them, and that's great. Always make sure we have 4 ready to go. Of course, I bottle about midweek, get everything in here. So actually these are chunk honey. They're smaller. Little honey inside there. I keep a certain amount bottled, and then we'll sell that. All right, and then I'll turn around and middle of the week next week I'll replenish this, and whatever comes back from the market goes back in this warming box to keep this right around 90, 85 to 90 is where it stays, and it's ready to go. These are for a small store we sell at. Only do one store where I do wholesale. Not really interested in doing wholesale because I can move it, but I take this, I take my honey straws. All right, I'm gonna show you something. So I've just pulled these out. These are pouches of honey. This is not my idea. I'm gonna tell you about who showed me this. Pretty cool. Put the label on the back. This is a ½ ounce. This is the darker versus the lighter. Put the label on the wrong side on those because I do them ahead of time, but that's a ½ ounce of honey. Great for somebody that may need a quick shot. Anybody with maybe a low sugar situation can have these in the pocket. Maybe people keep them with them for coffees. Pretty neat. Jimmy Middlebrooks, he's out of Texas, and Kilgore, Texas, I believe. I got his card here. Yeah, Kilgore, Texas. He's Middlebrooks Bees and Honey. He gave me that idea at the Louisiana Beekeepers Convention. Again, he's out of Kilgore, Texas. He's on Facebook at Middlebrooks Bees and Honey. You can reach him there and contact him if you're in Kilgore and anyone needs any local honey in Kilgore, Texas, or surrounding areas. Be sure and see Jimmy. He showed me that little pouch and he let me hold one and check it out. And I decided to make a few. They sell okay. They're not, I got to really sell them. I really got to tell people what they are, what they're for. And once they see it, they're gone. They sell them quick. So I keep those to the market. So that's our whole market load. That's what we'll take to the market. We know our customer base there at the market. Again, this top shelf, plus this ½ gallon of straws, these little pouches, throw them in there. Creamed honey, I've got to make a new batch of that. Hadn't made some in a long time. Again, we take the comb honey, but I need to make some creamed honey. But that's our market, and that's what we take. I get special requests like I got this evening. I have a regular that comes and gets a gallon or two from me and asks me to bring it to the market for them, and so I'll do that. Always happy to do that, or sometimes I'll meet her or her son. And she's a gallon customer and she needs her 2 gallons for tomorrow. So I said, absolutely. Will I bring it? Absolutely, I'll bring it. Now, several people, they do ask me about my warming tank. Now, this is a Maxent. Of course, y'all know I'm a Hilco guy when it comes to all this equipment. I got all this before John was in business. But anyway, I do keep my tank on all the time. To sell honey and have it at the ready all the time where I don't have to worry about crystallization or anything like that. So I keep it on all the time. This particular lady calls, she needs 2 gallons. Her son's gonna come by and pick it up most likely. There you go, I've got it ready to go. I can pop 2 gallons down, and I'll usually dump buckets in here at least 3 days prior to any bottling. Usually try to do it on a Monday or Tuesday, and I will, that's when I'll decrystallize it for about a day and a half at about 100 degrees for a day, and that takes care of it. 100 to 110, break it back down, and it's ready to go. I always have honey at the ready. So I love this bottler. Of course, Hilco makes one. You can always check them out. They've got always a good deal. I'm sure they'll have some great deals at the expo. Lord willing, I'm gonna be there. But these things here, bottlers, definitely something I would recommend, even for the smaller beekeepers. To me, it's just something you need. If you're gonna move honey at a regular basis where somebody can call and say, hey, I need honey, and you have it ready. That's my recommendation. If you wanted my recommendation. Again, not how to, just giving you how I would do. So we'll throw a couple labels on there. There we go. Put a label on there. We'll put a label on here. And we'll take those tomorrow. I'll throw them in the old warming box just to keep them warm. They're already warm. And this is already time to start filling back up. Oh, we're nice. I can get another good batch of bottling out of there. Alrighty. So we are ready for the market tomorrow. Just as easy as that. I'm gonna break this candle out. This candle is not as easy as it looks for me. What I do with this one, I just kind of twist it. Some days it pulls right out and other days it doesn't, but I got myself a good amount of cord on the back this time. There we go. Boom. Whoa, that's not good. Don't drop it. Don't drop it, Mike. What's nice about these tapers, I don't have to finish the bottoms off too pretty. On the other ones I do because they need to set up right. I cut that, and I'll of course cut this. We got a nice tapered candle. This little candle here, I sell 2 for $5. I think that's what we sell them for. Maybe 2 for $10. I don't know. Nice candle. So there we go. I think I'm about set for the market. My work here is done. So I store my honey in 5-gallon buckets, all food grade buckets. I got them stored here. Keep a couple rows. Oh, my lid's off. Keep a couple rows there. Stack on top, some underneath. Oh, there's some wax underneath there too in the back. Got these buckets. That's wax, but that's some more honey stacked in the corner. I just put it everywhere I can get it. And then I made these things. I showed on the video. I was using some 1x shelving board and made stacks. And that stacked 3 rows back, 2 rows high. And that's all this year's. So last year's is finished. And we should have enough to carry us on through and milk us on through past the harvest next year, which is always good because I don't wholesale anything, except one little store, but I don't wholesale any buckets or drums or anything like that. I don't make enough. Just a small operation, doing my thing, making honey, selling it to the locals. Enjoy it. Honey is tough now. Honey production is tough when you're trying to do a lot and you got goals and you know what your market is. It's tough because you got to peak those hives just right, and those colonies got to be peaking at the time the honey's coming in. Then you get this other one, this other flow thrown in there. They get bigger, faster. It's just a lot of management strategy to really make sure we're peaked at the right point. And for a one-man operation, you know, with a full-time job, it can get a little stressful, but in the end, the reward is great. And I get to meet so many people out there selling it and talking to them about bees, and you guys know how it is. So anyway, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Videos coming up are going to be rendering all my wax cappings. Again, a Maxent piece of equipment, but again, John Hill wasn't around when I got this, and he didn't have them. I'm going to break that out. We're going to do some wax. This is the wax stash. Now, that one in the back, that's the old brood comb. This is a brood comb, and that's an old brood comb from cutouts and all, but everything else, there's another one back there. But all of this is all the wax cappings, wax. I make them in these little red silicone molds. That's the plan. We'll be doing that soon. I'll break down my equipment and clean it up and show you how I got my little hose worked up in here and how it works. Makes it nice and convenient. And we'll hopefully be at the expo by then. And we'll be meeting in person, not watching videos. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and go back in. It's the evening. It's a Friday evening after work. I want to get everything done, get settled in, and get ready for our work weekend here around the house, getting things done and starting to organize. That's another thing we do. We organize. We're here. We organize our bee equipment and start getting an inventory on what we really need. And that's a big deal because we got to know what we need the following year, or we need to know what we have to build, or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate all y'all's support this entire season. I really do. You guys, you're incredible. I thank you so much for watching these videos. This video was just me rambling on, but hey, it's what we're doing now this time of year. Not a whole lot. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a great week, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.